It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I feel like I'm really long overdue, and that's where I just scour the internet, Pinterest, everything, looking for free printables. So in this video, I have a whole bunch of free printables that you can print right now and do a whole bunch, and I do mean a whole bunch, of activities with your kids. I try to find things for all age ranges, so there's something for everyone in here, and I'm gonna show you my favorite out of the bunch. Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet. Now, this used to be a series I did pretty regularly where I would go and find some great free printables for you to print right away at home. No cost to you, really easy to put together, just print and go. And I haven't done one in a while, but I thought fall would be a great time to do it. So I was on the search on Pinterest, on the internet for some really fabulous free fall printables. So this could be things for Halloween, Thanksgiving, just the fall seasons. And I wanted to share my favorite finds with you. I even think I have a whole playlist of all the printable videos I've done before in the past. So if this is something you like, you're gonna wanna check all those out if you haven't already, or bookmark them to save them for later. I'm gonna put all of the links down below so you can go directly to the website where I found these, so there's just no hassle in finding them. So if you're interested in any of them, or even one page out of a whole package, then you can go down to my description box, click on the link, and print it out. And one little tip from me, if you're trying to save on printer ink, print in black and white, or only select the pages that you wanna print. It will save you a whole bunch, because I had some printer problems and you'll see that in my video, but that's okay. It's still fine. It's gonna work just great. So let me show you the fun things that I found. I'm gonna try and start with the easiest level first and then work our way up. Now, as I said earlier in my printing escapade, you can see I'm kind of need to fix my printer here so that it prints evenly, but for purposes of demonstration, I know you guys won't mind. This first one is my simplest one yet. It's a pumpkin ABC. So we have a whole sheet here in which you're gonna be putting the pumpkins in ABC order. This is a cut and paste, so I would highly recommend having your children color the pumpkins first. We have all the lowercase letters here, and they are gonna simply cut them out. And if you notice on this page that I'm cutting here, they are not in the correct order. So they themselves are going to have to place them. My scissors are backwards. Here we go. They themselves are going to have to place them in the correct order on their sheet. And so after they've colored them, they can cut them out and then place them on the sheet in alphabetical order. If your child is not able to do alphabetical order yet, you could simply use this as a letter recognition activity of distinguishing which letters are. You can even use these and turn them over and pick them and say that's the letter A. You can print out two of them and do a matching game for letter recognition, but they're all the pumpkin theme, which is great for fall and for Thanksgiving. But once they graduate, they can certainly do the ABC order, or if you want, you can put a couple of them on there for you. Say you put the A here and the S down here, and they just have to go in and fill in the blanks. So that's the pumpkin ABC. This packet of free printables also comes with some more activities. There's two others here, so I'm going to show you them individually. The next one is a roll, add, and color. So there's the directions on here. This says roll 2 dice and find and color the sum. So this one you're going to need some extra dice. You can get these at Dollar Tree, or you can find them at any game that you have that has dice. So you'd roll. We have a 4 and a 2, so that's 6. So we need to find the 6, which is our apple pie here in the center, and color the apple pie. So this is kind of just a fun way of rolling and coloring until you get them all, and counting. We like this one for the adding. I thought that was kind of fun. If your child is not into adding, use 1 and color that way. And then of course you have some down here that, you know, are over the number 6. And so you can probably maybe write over them, switch them out, whatever you want to do, but just another variation if you needed to make this younger. Or you could call out a number and say, find the number 11 and color it orange. And they can find the 11 and color it orange. Just some variations. What's great about these kinds of activities is that you can do variations on it. So just be creative. And the last one in this packet is fall graphing. This is count and graph the fall items. Color these first, and then when you find them down here, you would count them and then fill in the graph. So this one here is a scarecrow. We have a scarecrow here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to color 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would be all of these. So your child would much better, look at me scribbling this for you guys, fill this out than I would all the way across, and you'd have them do it a lot neater and prettier than myself. And the candy corn, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of those. So we color the 4 blocks all the way to the 4. So a really great visual of graphing and counting. And I highly recommend, if your child has trouble distinguishing if they counted them or not, is to color one, color one, color one, color one, like a 1-to-1 correspondence there. So in this packet, you get all 3 of those activities 100% free: the fall graphing, the roll and add color, and the pumpkin ABC. So this one is a really good one. Next up in my lineup is a drawing activity of a pumpkin. Now, I highly recommend doing these kinds of activities. I know they're not specifically like learning your numbers or learning your ABCs, but they are a great skill that really uses the mind in a different way. So it's just step by step, and you follow the steps and making your pumpkin. I'm doing this fast, I'm doing it crude, I'm not a great drawer, but if I can do this, so can you guys. We add on the stem here. Oh my gosh, this is not good, you guys. I hope that's entertaining. You add on the little foliage, and he has some here on the stem. So something like that. I did it very crude and fast. This is probably what your 3-year-old might look like, but if I had some practice, I probably could do better. But anyway, this is a pumpkin drawing activity, and it's just kind of a fun step-by-step on how to draw a pumpkin. You can start this as early as the preschool age, and you can work up, and your drawings will just get better as the child gets older. I like that, and that it shows you how to do it step by step. Next up, this one is a little bit more difficult. It starts off with a noun and verb cut and paste. So we have all kinds of different words here in our word bank. So you'd cut these out, and you're going to divide them by nouns on the side and verbs on the side and glue them accordingly. So I like this because it's just really small and quick vocabulary that kind of fall words. Next up, they have this one called the Thanksgiving dinner. It's another cut and paste, but this is alphabetical order. So we're gonna have to place these on here in alphabetical order. And then we're learning some new vocabulary over here that's Thanksgiving related. CBC word practice is a great preschool and up activity. So we're looking at the picture and writing in the spots here on the page. And in case you didn't know, CVC stands for consonant, vowel, consonant. Sometimes people ask me that question, and that's okay. So this little mouse here is digging. So it'd be D-I-G. This is pointing to a fin, so it'd be a consonant, vowel, consonant. And then you do the whole thing here. And it gives you an opportunity down at the bottom to write a sentence. If you're not into writing sentences, cut that off, cut these out, make them into cards, and have them fill in the blanks. Should be another variation. And then it has 2 sheets for addition. This one is called Spooky Addition, which is just an addition sheet, and then this one's called Missing Add-in, so you'd put in the missing number there. I really do like this one. It's called Number Order, and you have a whole bunch of acorns over here that you have to put in the correct order from smallest to, or least to greatest. So my smallest number is 5, 9, 12, 20, 25. I can barely reach over there. If you guys could only see me behind the scenes, it's very difficult. So this is great because it's not in sequential order. There's just some missing numbers in between, but it really gets them thinking which is the least and which is the greatest. I really do like this one. I think that's a great exercise. All right, so in this packet, you get all of those activities, a little bit of math and a little bit of reading. That's why I picked it, because it is a little bit well-rounded. Plus it had the cut and paste, which is great for your fine motor. Getting a little bit harder here. Now this one is meant for teachers, but I think you could also do this one-on-one with children. This is a life cycle activity. So I have the life cycle of a pumpkin here, and you can cut those out and paste them on here. And then in here is the missing words. So I-C-A, and then you put them in order of seed all the way down to pumpkin. So this will make more sense here as I show you these cards. In this packet, they also come in color and in black and white. I printed them out in black and white. So these are supposed to be cut out and used on like a pocket chart, but you can set these out in front of you and do them sequentially. So we have I-C-A seed, I see a sprout. This is for everyone in the life cycle, or every stage in the life cycle. I see a vine, I see a flower, I see a pumpkin. So you'd go through these first and you put these in order. What I would recommend is putting them in order for your child and reading through them first, and then you can mix them up line by line and do it that way and set them across on the floor. So you are learning a life cycle, you're learning some vocabulary, and you're learning some sight words in here, and also sequencing. So you're sequencing from your seed all the way to your pumpkin. Then you can come to this sheet and fill in the word C here in the box and then cut and paste those over there. So this is pretty much doing a lot in one simple activity, and it can be one lesson. In addition to that, if you have a pumpkin, you've gone to the pumpkin patch, you can kind of pull out some of the things like the seed of the pumpkin, and you can go to the pumpkin patch and see them on the vine, and then, you know, kind of get some examples that way and some pictures. So this is the life cycle of the pumpkin with the sequential or the sequence cards that you could use in addition to that. And you can have your child color them if you'd like to. This one is the hardest. So this is probably 2nd grade and up. There's a couple in here too. I'm gonna walk you through all of them. This one is called the Spooky Symbols. So you're gonna get 3 activities. Yeah, 3 activities, plus you'll get the answer sheets too. So you'll have a guide and knowing what's going on. This one is first finding a symbol, or actually each symbol represents a number. The sum in each row and column is shown. So you have to solve for each symbol in the puzzle. So you see the numbers here, you have 26 and 23. So you're trying to figure out what these symbols represent. Plug in the numbers so that these numbers make sense when you add them all up in that row. If I show you the answer sheet, this will make a little bit more sense. So see, the ghost is an 8, so that'd be an 8, plus a bat is 5, plus a spider is 3, plus a cat is 1, and that equals 23. And it should equal down here as well. So lots of thinking on this one. It would take some time. That's why it's a little bit higher level, but I do think it's kind of fun and it's Halloween themed. The mystery of the missing numbers. This is a multiplication and division sheet. We're not doing this in 2nd grade, so this would probably be reserved for your older children, maybe 3rd and 4th grade. But the same thing, you have your answer sheet and you're trying to find the missing number on there. And then this is by far my favorite one. It's called Puzzling Pumpkins. This is logic and critical thinking. So you have a whole paragraph of information here. And you guys probably have seen stuff like this where it says, you know, well, I'll read it to you here. The Stella's pumpkin is twice as heavy as Trey's pumpkin. The weight of Trey's pumpkin is odd, and the weight of Diana's pumpkin is not a multiple of 4. So you're using the clues, in this case math clues, in order to solve the graph and then to figure out the weight of each pumpkin each person has. And then you've got an answer key here. So you'll know each person has which weight of pumpkin on the top. Did that make sense? I hope it made sense. But this is great critical thinking because you're really working out a problem using all of the clues supplied for you. Once again, upper level, but it's really good and it's great for those minds to get them thinking. Love the free printables. I hope you found that really helpful. Don't forget, this coming month in November, you're not going to miss any of the Purple Alphabet videos because that's when we do the holiday gift guide. I've been doing this for a few years now. It's one of the highlights of the year where I'm giving away lots of good stuff. Plus, there are going to be lots of ideas for all those gift giving you might need to do for your children in your life. And you're not going to miss it. Make sure to subscribe to not miss out on that. I said miss like 20 times there, but I don't even care. I'm just that excited. Click subscribe to see more videos like this and give me a thumbs up to show your love.